Hello. Just going to open up the chat. It's just me. I hope you can hear me. I'm wearing 2 microphones just in case. It's a little colder today, so I'm bundled up, but actually it was a lot of sun. Fix out the chat so I can see everybody and not only some of you. There's a lot of people here. So I've got the subscribers. Thank you so much. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Me and everyone else I dragged in here with me. And we have just under 4,000 watched hours. So it just says 3.9K. So I don't know 3.9 what, but soon we can send with the gimbal. Maybe next week. I still have to do a little giveaway thing. So I woke up this morning with a migraine, but not a really bad one, just enough that I couldn't handle light. So I end up hiding in a dungeon all day. So it's finally dark enough for me to come out. I am sitting on a hill and falling down. I hope it's okay. Anyway, it was the second dose. So I'm fully vaccinated now. Hey, Torben's here. Hello. I'm going to see if I can get Karl. He's running around with a journalist. So hopefully this journalist gets a really nice photo of a Viking and a computer screen and some technical equipment. No. Raymond Roberts made it. Oh, I have to see what you guys are doing here. I'm going to go back to the top. No cheating. Charlotte is here. Hello. She says, I'll meet in real after COVID. I still don't have COVID, never got it, but I'm vaccinated. And so is Karl. Susan Youngman says, hi, Fran Radix. Adirondacks and it's 20 degrees and cloudy. Good day to work on socks. Forming the heel gap now. How are you doing it? Are you doing I call it an afterthought heel because you make everything and you leave a gap for the heel and then go in. I'm assuming that's the one you're doing. That's the easiest one, I think, to do, but I think it's just because for decreases, I find it easier. Then you've got that finger heel, which I call it. I took a picture of one. Oh, here's an afterthought heel where you put the heel in after. Notice these socks are still not done. Like that. But there's the finger heel one. I've only made a couple pairs like that, and I still am not happy with the fit. But I put one of them in our Viking shop now. And let's see if I have it. Whoops, turned off the phone, so now that doesn't help. Let's see. Anyone else struggling with Face ID in Corona time? You see how the heel kind of makes like a finger going this way or this way, depending on which way you're binding. And then you start, should have picked one that didn't turn there. Then you start decreasing this way and increasing just a little bit in the back. I am not getting a good fit. These are socks that were supposed to fit my feet. They fit Karl's feet, and he's got bigger. Just because I still can't nail that heel down. And then there's some other heels too. Torben's got a question about history and fjord. Any experts around? I see him creeping around with the boss, so I will grab him after. He can walk away. He wasn't sure if he was going to come today, but he will. Garcia is here from Holland. Again, hello. Cloudy there. It's actually clear here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I bring the computer out. Blue. Not a good day to have light sensitivity, but it's nice. And Anna Taylor is here. Good morning from Southern Arizona. First time live. Yay! Welcome. It's pretty hot where you're. Actually, no, 73 Fahrenheit over there, 22.8 Celsius. That's pretty good. I will find out. See what it is today. It is 8 degrees Celsius here, so we're a little bit colder. That might be why I'm extra bundled up. But I'm still barefoot. I have a rep to protect. Raymond Roberts, he's getting warmer over there in Australia. Did your mountain arrive yet? Greg? That's the guy that's supposed to be delivering the mountain. I asked him if his mountain arrived yet.
I'll have to have a chat with that courier service.
I'm happy to see you. Does this mean we get a story?
Maybe.
Yay! Oh, goody, goody, goody. I'm almost done with my headache today.
Well, that's good.
Heavily, it's not a very easy place to sit. We're falling this way, but the view is great. Kind of a little bit better, but if I go like this, you can see the blue.
Yep.
So there's Greg.
Hello.
Soon I will. Do you want to sit here or do you want to move?
I can move. No, I can sit.
relocatable.
I've just got the sword on my belt, so trying to get down was
Yeah, but
interesting.
the trick is not falling down the hill.
Once I'm down.
No, this works. This works. Okay, so I'm still saying hi to people. So anyways, Raymond, if your mountain hasn't arrived.
I'll talk to the courier service. I promise you, I'll talk to them again.
Oops, it's coming by Viking ship.
I think it sank.
Blame the Saxons?
Yes.
Blame the Saxons.
Hang on a minute. That means you're blaming me.
So Charlotte is she's in Bergen, of course. And then Kiwi is back again, also in Bergen. And Ann Taylor says, I am working on my first hat made with Nalbinding. Okay, so now I have to ask, are you starting at the bottom or at the top or somewhere in the middle? Because I started one too, and I'm starting obviously from the top. This is alla Faslopi. But if you're here, I don't have to go through all my unanswered messages that I have. I have a whole pile of them I have to get to.
Are you happy I'm here by any chance?
I am very happy you're here. I thought I was going to be all by myself because Karl's over there schmoozing the boss. I don't know if you can see that over there. Boss schmoozing. Oh, there you can see them. Let's see. I think he likes her more than me.
That's not what you said when he got you the iced coffee last.
No, he likes me. I got a migraine last Sunday. I don't know this. I don't get them, and then all of a sudden I get 2 in a row. But this one was nothing compared to last week anyway. But I wasn't convinced I had a migraine because I wasn't nauseous, and I usually am. So both he and the boss and you insist I go home. You even drive me home because I couldn't drive my car because I couldn't look up at the sky. And then Karl comes back and he's like, I remember you said you needed to the grocery store, but I didn't know what you wanted to get, and I didn't want to call you in case you were sleeping, so I just bought everything. And he did. Everything from chocolate to shrimp.
I just left him to it and went and chat with Anders, and then he lost me, so he couldn't find me afterwards.
I heard you guys got caught up in Star Trek talk.
Oh, me and Anders, yeah. Well, it was. I came in and I sat down, and he's got. He's
it's watching, a chieftain.
He's watching Star Trek while eating, and he says, "Oh, I'll just stop this." And I said, "No, you carry on. It's fine by me."
In my brilliant plant-dyed shirt.
Yes, is it plant-dyed? Is it? Yes, it's very Viking looking. Those buttons too.
Yeah.
But the beard is Viking. Yeah. The beard is Viking.
It's stuck.
It's hard to be the chieftain. The backpack is very Norwegian, though.
Backpack.
Yeah, that's very
English.
Norwegian.
English.
Oh, well, you failed. You have to have a Norwegian flag sticking out of it, and then. I found a Karl. Torben will be happy to know.
Torbjorn will be happy.
Torben. Oh, and Karl has some questions to test with. Let me get through chat. No, but I think we could test them anyway, just for fun. Heidi Liset's here. Swollen feet and Trøndelag, so it looks like the sun is everywhere in Norway. Lear is here. 10 minutes to hang out. I probably used them all up. I'm so sorry. Raymond says, I made a hat with a brim. Haven't posted pics yet. Brought a heap of yarn recently, so more projects to come. You see, now that winter's here, I may actually be able to catch up in the needle binding groups. I've missed so many cool things in there. So I want to see. Anna Taylor is vaccinated too. Yeah.
Why is the Vikings TV series so accurate and so good?
Yeah, why is that, Karl? Why is the Vikings TV series so accurate and good?
No, this is the standard we just have to live with now.
Okay, well, I'll talk louder.
Because Kirk Douglas isn't making movies anymore, so everything is shit.
Kirk Douglas is now in the ground, I'm afraid.
Yes, that's why he's not making movies
but
anymore.
that was actually a pretty accurate one. He
yes,
ended up to the running across
that's the only one that actually kind of deserves to be in the higher spectrum of accuracy.
And that was what, 1965, 67? And we haven't
Something
been
like
able
that.
to get an accurate movie since?
Yep.
Nope. Yep.
Huh? Give me the microphone. You can have it back in a second. I'm finishing chat because I didn't catch up and there's a bunch. Then I don't have to look at Greg and talk at the same time like this to the computer. Let's see. I saw there was some more. Ann Taylor vaccinated. Susan's making the afterthought heel. Yep, the one that I did there. I like it. Fits better for me. Patricia Cross is here. Good morning. And Torben said he had a question about history and mirrored any experts around, and that's when I think you probably your ears might have tipped up because you started coming in this direction. Experts. I'll get to those in a second. So hit miss with your best shot, Torben. Regina's here. I hope she brought popcorn and tea in her best dress. Jenny Erickson, this is becoming her favorite sock type.
That's just your boom mic.
Yeah,
The
this is
boom
my
mic.
Viking
That
boom
works.
mic.
The Viking boom mic. I saw that Jenny was making those heels with the fingertip one that I was. I'm gonna have to have Jenny show me how to get that better because I always the fit doesn't fit as well for me with the finger heel as it does with the afterthought heel. Laugh out loud. Greg turns right around when we ask him about the mountain.
That's probably an English sentence, and it probably makes sense to some people. But the fit doesn't fit so well to me, particularly with the afterthought heel.
Say that again.
See, I
The
understood
fit
that
doesn't
perfectly.
fit so well to me, particularly with the afterthought heel.
Raise your hand if you understood what that meant. I think you have to be a needle binder.
Well, I understood it.
They're lost.
No, I understood it.
You got it too? Yeah. We will find out. Oh, there's some questions in here. Okay, getting to the end real quick here. Did Greg ever get his sock?
I will demonstrate how good my new socks are.
Yeah, so no, those are the ones he bought from the store. I'm working on it, but I started a hat. Nah, I have to get that.
That's what happens to the ones from the store, by the way.
You got to hold it to. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but we have to make you sick and turn the camera on and show you.
They're about as old as the needle-bound
No,
socks
but those
were.
are like felted wool and everything.
Yep.
It's so felted that the knitting isn't even unraveling. That's just your foot doing that. I don't know. Do you use lotion?
No.
Okay, that's
No, is the answer to that. Karl, do you use lotion on your feet, though?
Jenny started a hat in the same yarn that I used on the socks. That's Bologna. I love that color. From Hillesvåg. Torben says, does Greg have a sharp, real sword as well, or is he driving safe? Or is he driving safe only with the blunted ones? Well, you got your considering.
I've got a lot of sharp swords at home. I just don't have them with me. This one's a blunt one.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's
Blunt.
with the way he's gripping it. Otherwise, it would be one hell of a boom mic.
Yeah.
Oh. And Maria made it early today. Yay. Let's see. No, Greg never got his sock. I'm working on it. You know, that I finished the blacksmith sweater, I have to have a new thing. So now it's going to be like the monk's socks. Joseph's socks of many colors. I don't know. Jenny says, after a lot of trial and tear, she mostly gets a good fit on the socks now. I could see that with the one I was making with the finger heel. The more I fiddle, cracked my neck. The more I fiddle with it, though, eventually it's going to get tweaked out, and then I'll have it, and I'll just know exactly how many stitches I have to put on and everything. I don't know if you remember the socks that I made that were brown. It's earlier in the summer now. Anyway, I can show a picture of it. But I had to try them on your feet because as I was making them, I realized it was too big for my feet. So I started to, instead of redoing it, I just switched over to your feet.
I have a vague memory of something like that.
I had
keep
to
trying all kind of weird shit on me when I'm trying not to care.
Right, I got the Viking boom mic.
So here is, I know I do every, whoops.
Like the bloody hood thing. I'm sitting there in peace and quiet playing my computer games, and then she comes sneaking up behind me and puts a hood on my head.
I would do that.
Again and again and again forever.
Got the fit though, didn't I?
Yeah, but you were making it for somebody else who doesn't look even a little bit like me. So just a head, that's all you needed.
Yeah. I think I know oh no, because it didn't fit right, so I needed to see if it would fit a body. If it doesn't go over my fat head, it ought to make it over your skinny one. Or maybe it was because I have boobs and you don't, and I needed to see if it
was a hood.
See, you can't see it, but that's how it fits on my foot. Whoops, dang it, it turned around. But anyway, it's loose at the toe there. So, yeah. No. Okay.
Karin, does this hat fit you? You have boobs and all. I'm uncertain.
I thought you said hood. It fits me just fine.
Poor Karl.
He likes me. Remember this, people. Tongue heel, Karin. I like that tongue heel instead of the finger heel. Error. Yeah. Okay, we got that question done. And Taylor, starting at my hat from the top with a hole at the top so that I can keep wearing my null-bound hair bun of covers. Oh, like a ponytail hat. Yeah. This is made from cotton yarn, and I will have a brim to use as a sun hat. I used to make those kind of hats with crochet. I haven't to make one in needle binding yet. But then you'll have to have a lazy splice or something to use with cotton, but it's really nice. Patricia Cross says, good morning, Karl.
Good morning, Patricia.
It's evening here.
I don't know which time zone she is in.
Remember, we have a blue sky. You just can't see it. She's in Arizona, so she's up and sunny. Okay, so now, Karl. I ended up in the massive discussion with Magnard and Øystein. Was Mjord a rich man's drink, or was it cheap enough for even common people to drink? Says Torben.
It was probably a rich man's drink because they normally wouldn't produce honey locally. You would have to get wild honey for that. That might have been more prevalent than it is today. So I would guess everybody has tasted it at some point. But it's not something you go around drinking all the time. It's for the seriously important parties like the Midwinterblot.
Ah.
I think it would be embarrassing for a chieftain if not everybody who lives under his command gets at least pretty drunk during the Midwinterblot. So he would probably have enough mead for everybody. But yeah.
It is Patricia, yeah. First name is Patricia, yeah. What did you say?
Wasn't that what I said?
Patricia, he said.
Yeah, her first name is Patricia.
Yes.
Yeah. So another question. Hello.
Hello, all right.
Blacksmith has a girl. Did you know that the monk's socks are the new blacksmith sweater? The monk's socks are the new blacksmith sweater. You know, the project that will never get done.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so Karl, I can't help but notice you have a list of questions in your hand there.
No, I don't. I have an itinerary for tomorrow in my hand. But
Yep.
if you want a list of questions, I can go and get them.
No, yeah, I think maybe we should try out your trivia questions, your Viking trivia questions on our wonderful audience here. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Then I'll go and get them.
You'll come back, right?
I might sneak off a cigarette.
Vikings don't
Before
smoke.
you go, Karl, I have one question.
Yeah.
There seems to be a new sword sheath in the office
It's
area.
our lean cross, yeah. Ah.
I'm not following.
You know the sword sheath you're using?
Yeah.
There's another one of those in our office.
Oh, did you make another one?
No, not for me. Not made by me. It's like his that he got from Fjordtel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know where it came from? Do you know anything about this? I'm guessing not, because
If
he's
I had to take a
completely...
wild stab in the dark, I would say Vemund.
Okay.
Because both me and him had one of these.
Mm-hmm.
His broke, and I think he stopped using it because of this phenomena.
Oh, right, the slipping thing.
But I just ignore it.
Okay.
So I think that's it, but I
Okay.
can't say for sure.
So
Also,
if your sword gets caught in the sheath, you can just ignore it?
my sword doesn't get caught in my sheath.
No.
My sheath occasionally, with no rhyme or reason, falls off my sword. So I all of a sudden have a naked sword in my belt, which is embarrassing.
Innuendo that.
Innuendoed many a time.
Okay, go get questions. I want to see how they like the It's multiple choice, so you're gonna like it. He's got some pretty fun answers. He said there's at least, what is it, one answer out of the 3, A, B, and C. One answer is for the.
One of the answers should subtract 2 points if you answer it because it's dumb.
So one of the answers out of those 3 should subtract 2 points. You should get negative points because it's so dumb.
Shall we see?
I answered all the negative ones correctly, except for the one I guessed as being the negative one. It turns out it was the right one. So, you know, I'm impressive.
Shall we see on live chat how much we can get Karl to just despair?
Oh. No, but what I do think I want to do while he's running and getting that, I am going to abuse you because I haven't been able to find you the last couple Fridays. Tell me a story. Probably, maybe we were going to do Beowulf, but that might be too long. Or
I was going to do it in 3 parts. Though,
yeah.
so...
How long does the first part take? If you're ready for it.
Possibly ready enough.
Okay.
I would say.
Go for it.
Well,
Yenny's online. She wants to hear it.
This actually tale starts with a king of.
Look at your people when you're talking to them.
But I have people over. No, I don't. So this tale starts with, I believe it was the king of the Geats, and maybe I am slightly mistaken there, but he was a king.
Yeah.
And he decided to build a new longhouse or a new feasting hall. And he built the biggest one that had ever been built up till that point. And he started hosting festivals and parties constantly, almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
And this garnered the anger of a particularly nasty creature, a creature called Grendel. And we're not entirely sure what caused Grendel to be extremely. Yes, you're doing the Angelina Jolie film thing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I agree with how they portrayed it in that, but hey ho.
Okay.
And the end of that film is, oh my god. Anyway, no, on track. Yes, so basically Grendel goes to the feast hall and attacks it. And he goes in and he kills and slaughters many of the people before, again, running away before anybody else could try and defend themselves. And this caused an outcry in this particular land. And when this had been caused, when this outcry was caused, the king asked for the heroes of all the lands nearabouts and far away for someone to be able to rid him of the pest of Grendel. And while many came, equally as many were slain by Grendel. So every time they would host a party in order to lure Grendel to them, every night they would leave just the heroes in the hall, and every morning they came back to find them all slaughtered, probably torn to pieces all over the place. And this continued until it got to a point where no hero wanted to come and try their luck against Grendel. Except for one, and that one was Beowulf. And Beowulf was supposed to be an immensely strong person, much stronger than anyone else, with god lineage in his blood. And when Beowulf comes over with his crew, they sail all the way to the king of the Geats' home, and Beowulf's father, I believe it was actually friends with this king, and so Beowulf is admitted in with great delight, but also great fear, because the king didn't want one of his friend's sons being killed by Grendel. But Beowulf insists that he will be able to handle Grendel. And so, once again, like they had done many a time before, the king hosts a party in the mead hall. And once again, like every time before, they left and they went back to the home of everyone else in the village. And they left Beowulf and his crew of men behind in the feasting hall. And in the dead of night, while everybody except Beowulf was asleep, the doors burst open and in rushed Grendel as every time before. And like many times before, he did manage to kill one of the people in there. But that was as far as he got. Because once one of them had been killed, Beowulf himself went against Grendel. And his strength matched Grendel's almost. And that was shocking in and of itself, for Grendel was immensely strong, and yet Beowulf was said to have the strength of at least 9 men. And so he was able to grapple with Grendel quite well, up to the point that Grendel actually tried to flee. And as he was fleeing, Beowulf managed to grab a hold of Grendel's arm, and he slammed the hall's doors on the arm of Grendel. And Grendel tried to wrench his arm free while Beowulf was pulling against his arm. And Beowulf was able to tear Grendel's arm right off.
Like this?
Something like that.
Okay.
Maybe I can do it instead.
Maybe if I had the strength of 9 men, do you? Yeah, well, almost. Ow.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. That was for show.
Good. Well, I'm just being careful at the moment.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that is why Grendel fled, and he ran back to wherever it is that he dwells. And so in the morning, come back the king and his retinue, and they discover the hall not only still pretty much with everyone alive bar the one who died early on, but also that their pest of Grendel had most likely been solved. And so they were going to have another feast to celebrate this. And that is where you have more problems in the form of Grendel's mother coming into play. But that is part 2. So good luck for next time.
I thought you had a little bit more. Well, there you go. Yeah, and you got part 1. So now, are you going to be here next week for part 2?
You will have to wait and see.
Oh, the suspense. Okay, Karl has. Do we get an applause for Greg, by the way? I saw gruesome. I like it. I know Yenny's happy there. So poor Greg. She also thought it was the noise from the party. Okay, you have some really good questions here. These are really good. Testing your Viking knowledge.
And
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. And
You're welcome.
The Blue Wolf arrives with questions.
just to do a little bit of shameless self-promoting, the answers to all of these questions and many, many more are in my guided tour here in Viking Valley.
Starts right there.
Where that flag is.
First question. In what year did Charlemagne die? A. 814, B. 914, or C. 1914?
You can write him in the
1914,
chat,
isn't
but
it?
I'm going with 1914 as well. Who knows? Repeat the answers.
A. 814, B. 914, or C. 1914?
Do we have a guess? B. Heather says B. Torben says 914. Garcia says A. Do we have any takers for 1914, or is that just Greg and I?
Torbjorn
We
said
are-
1914.
No, he said 914. We're professional Vikings
Oh,
over
yeah.
here saying 1914.
Garcia is
Raven
right.
says B as well. Garcia's right with A. Drea went with
It was
C.
814. So very early Viking age.
So it is A. I should write that down just a second. Quick.
Which makes the Franks kind of leaderless for the rest of the Viking age. It's not good for them.
Okay,
Sorry,
next.
English being.
I like
Yeah.
Charlotte's blank. Okay, next.
What was the Vikings' main advantage? A. Swords, B. Hairdo, or C. Ships?
That reminds me, I got to fix Greg's hair. So, what were the options again? The Vikings' main advantage was
A. Swords, B. Hairdo, or C. Ships?
I would have said a
looks like
Glock.
so far
but-
they're going for ships. Any other takers?
Glock.
Hairdo, mushrooms. That's a good one, Torben. Okay, now they're all sticking with ships. C.
That is correct.
Yay! We have smart people. Oh, and hi, Victoria.
3. How did the Vikings waterproof their ships? A. Wax and resin. B. Loctite. Or C. Wool and tar.
I think it was Loctite. Be Loctite because you can get that in the stores here. Any answers? What do you think they used to waterproof their ship? A. Wax and resin. B. Loctite. Or C. Wool and tar. Lanolin. I like this one. Any others? Wool and tar, says Raymond.
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh, Heather wants to see how to braid hair properly. We can play with that one day. You are correct with wool and tar. Look at them. See. There's a little bit of a leg, just so you know.
Which French king granted Normandy to Rollo? A. Charles the Fat. B. Charles the Simple. Or C. Louis the 14th.
Louis the 14th. So repeat it one more time for those of us who aren't paying attention.
A. Charles the Fat. B. Charles the Simple. Or C. Louis the 14th.
But none in the Viking series except hairstyles. It looks like B. Torben says Lord Junior Gorg. Sorry, I have to look closer.
Yeah, so did I, actually. I was thinking, what am I doing as a king of France? I mean,
well, it looks like you got a little, mostly B, but a little bit for A as well, which was Charles the Fat.
Yeah, both of those are Frankish kings during the Viking Age, but it was Charles the Simple.
So for those of you who went with Louis the 14th, then that would be your idiot answer. Okay, next question.
5. How big was the ransom the Vikings got for lifting the siege of Paris? A. 2,570 pounds of gold and silver. B. 2,570 kilograms of gold and silver. Or C. 2.5 cheeses.
I want to hear what Holland has to say. Repeat it one more time.
A. 2,570 pounds of gold and silver. B. 2,570 kilograms of gold and silver. Or C. 2.5 cheeses.
I'm going with the cheese. Torben says some silver and a ham. If it was American, it'd been turkey.
yeah, but
A and B, or Raymond says a pound of silver. A. Yenny likes cheese and would have taken the cheese. I would have totally taken the cheese too. Where did this cheese come from, by the way? Was it like Norwegia cheese, or did the
Yes,
Jarl's
because
Berg?
Norwegians go to France to steal Norwegian cheese. That's what we usually do.
Was it Baby Bell cheese, Karl? The one thing you don't eat? No. Okay. They're going with pounds?
The correct answer is kilograms. And I think that would amount to roughly 6,500 pounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 2,570 kilograms of gold and silver. Okay. I hope you guys are keeping score.
see, now we've been
Blue Costella cheese. What about that?
We've been talking about cheese now, so I'm hungry.
Brown cheese.
And this should also be obvious because we are living in Norway. And not one of the 3 countries in the world who doesn't use the metric system.
You here are outnumbered, my friend.
No, I have more.
No,
Americans
you
than
are
me.
using the metric system. You just are very slow to adopt it. It's you, the Burmese, and the Liberians who don't.
Yeah, but you're acting like I'm such a little country. I've got representatives online right now.
Compared to the rest,
Arizona, Adirondacks.
compared to Norway, yes, USA very big. Compared to the rest of the world, tiny. Compared to China, tiny.
But Raymond has a good question. How in the heck did they get the gold home? And who has that much gold lying around, says Drea?
Frankish,
Common Berry. Oh, yeah.
Viking ships and
Make
Frankish.
American metric again.
Frankish kings have that much gold lying around, and Viking ships can take about 5 tons of extra cargo.
Yeah. So that's how.
Yeah, he's gone for the day.
Yeah,
I think so. I haven't seen him for a while. He was filling out his timesheets, and so I think he's gone home. I think.
Was it?
No worries.
Victoria says, sadly, the UK is taking a step back. Give me metric. I gotta say, I've gotten used to the metric. There's certain things I can't quite. Oh, anyway, next question.
See, now when I'm cooking, I do it all in imperial.
Imperial cooking.
Mm.
Is that like continental versus
No.
European knitting?
Imperial cooking is that you take some Indian people and put them in the kitchen, and then you scream what you want from them, and then they give it to you.
I do that to you.
God damn it, she's right.
Sadly, the UK is taking a step back. Give me metric. We read that one. I have been waiting around in Arizona for us to use the metric since the 1960s. By the way, Mobile, Alabama representing as well. Yay! Okay, next question.
Question number 6. What is weregeld? A. Danegeld when paid to a Viking not of Danish descent. B. Money that turns into wolves under the full moon. Or C. Compensation for a life taken.
And this is weregeld, spelled W-E-R-E-G-I-L-D or G-E-L-D. You have G-I-L-D. Weregild?
It's probably correct. This is translated from my English to the proper English by Virginia.
I thought it was G-E-L-D. Anyway, but what is weregeld? Okay, and your options again are?
Danegeld when paid to Vikings not of Danish descent.
That was A.
Money that turns into wolves under the full moon.
That was B, which I think is correct.
Or C. Compensation for a life taken.
See, we're making Karl have hiccups now.
Yeah, and we got werewolves on there. I like Yenny's going with me on the wolf money. Heather says A, but B is giving me ideas for the Dungeons and Dragons game. Victoria says weregild. I have to be a little closer to the screen. Weregild given all sorts of compensation. Chop off an arm and get a %. Okay, so it looks like we're going mostly with C here.
Yeah, that is the most correct one of them. 7. What is the main disadvantage with the axe as a weapon? A. The point of balance. B. The price. Or C. It's radioactive.
Radioactive every time.
So A, the point of balance. B, the price, not the prize, the price. Norglish. And the C, it's radioactive. I think it's radioactive. We got one for balance. Point of balance is another one there. Hey, that was point of balance. Everybody seems to be liking the point of balance. I still think it's radioactive. But
so does Jenny.
Nobody went for the radioactive emoji. Okay, so I guess it's not the prize.
No, it's the point of balance.
Yay! You guys are smarter than me. Plus, it's multi-usage, the radioactive. Oh, the sword. Yeah. Sword is multi-usage.
I think you mean axia.
I know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God, innuendos are back.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, shit.
Everybody else did.
Okay, next question.
8. Odin is the god of A. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. B. Trade, peace, and food. Or C. War, wisdom, death, and magic.
Okay. So Odin is the god, is the good of. You wrote good. I like good. Odin is the god of A. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm gonna have to go with that one.
A, B, and C.
It looks like
Love
A
it.
and C, but no, C might be slowly winning. B, trade, peace, and food, or C, war, wisdom, death, and magic. And most of them like war, wisdom, death, and magic. Some of them just said, but also sex.
Yeah, but so are all the other ones.
Yeah. Okay.
That seems to be a universal thing about gods.
So they're mostly going for war, wisdom, death, and magic. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yay! All of the above. And Taylor's here too, yeah. And Kaya's here. She's also agreeing with mostly C.
She also answered A, B, and C further up.
Kaya is Karl's sister.
So, 9. Why did the Vikings sacrifice to their gods? A. To get help in this life. B. To guarantee a place in Valhalla. Or C. For fun.
For fun. No.
I
Why
think
did the
that
Vikings?
certainly was an element.
Why did the
I'm sure it had an element to it, yeah.
Why did the Vikings sacrifice to the gods? A, to get help in this life. B, to guarantee a place in Valhalla. But no, I think C, for fun. What do they say? They say A, to get help in this life. A bit of C was part of it. All of the above. A. They're mostly going with A here. What do we think?
A is correct.
A is correct. You guys are better than me. I'm going for the lower 10%. And C, the fjord prices were low. Okay,
Number
next.
10. The planks of a Viking ship should be ... A. Blue. B. Split. Or C. Sawn.
I like blue planks on my boats. What about you?
Oh, I think I have to go with green.
Well, it's not an option. You got the planks in the Viking ship should be A, blue, B, split, or C, sawn. I thought it said sewn for a minute there.
It
But
must be C then.
no, I know the answer to this one. It's blue. They're saying B, split, but blue is pretty. B, split. Kaya's not sure. Garcia says H. All right. Okay, what is it?
The correct answer is split.
Split. So these guys are smarter than me.
11. What was the main problem for England in the Viking Age?
Oh, where do we begin?
A. The gods hate them. B. Incompetent warriors. Or C. They live on an island.
Oh, this is the one I thought I got wrong, but I actually got it right.
Yeah, you thought the other two were more likely.
I did. Yeah, the gods hate them. How do you feel being a monk with your gods not liking you? Saxon boy.
Excuse me while I kill the Karl with the boombox.
Low bandwidth, though. I hope we don't have low bandwidth. They were too easy to sack. They're going with B, dead sack. And some are going with C. So to repeat that one, what was the main problem for England in the Viking Age? I like this as what was the main problem for Greg in the Viking Age? The gods just didn't like him. That's A. B, he was very incompetent as a warrior. Or C, he lives on an island. I think all of the above. Okay.
Excuse me, who beats your boyfriend up on sword fighting
Yeah,
regularly?
this is true. This is true.
The correct answer here, that Karin thought was the joke answer, is they live on an island. That means that Vikings, who are mostly seaborne, basically always have the strategic initiative. Do we want to attack them from the north, from the south? Do we want to go up this river and burn something? Let the dice decide. And the English king has no other option than to run like a maniac to try to catch up with them, and they can do whatever they want.
We have you surrounded.
But oh my God, did the English ever learn that lesson?
Their beer was still warm. I like that one. And see, they live on an island, and the Vikings had boats.
Yeah.
So
I think this is part of what causes the Britannia rules the waves mentality they had until very, very recently.
Yeah, what the hell happened
because, well, you probably decided that the American Atlantic Fleet is probably not going to raid you, so just let them splash along merrily without interfering.
I have to point out that it's raid, not ride. If the Vikings want to ride me, that's a completely different story.
What would you say is more likely that the American Atlantic Fleet would do to Greg?
They would ride him.
No, thank you.
Rule Britannia, they caught up. About Greg, the gods must hate him, as all the other answers are clearly wrong. From Kaya. Okay, next question.
Question number 12. What is Knatleiker?
Should we spell Knatleiker? K-N-A-T-T-E... no, K-N-A-T-T-L-E-I-K-R, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you spelled it wrong there. Anyway, so if you're really
As
good
long
with
as I
Google,
pronounce it correctly, what's the problem?
that's true. What's the option
Thank
for not
you.
like it?
Thank you. The dyslexic person approves.
A dance. B, a Viking mating ritual. Or C, a Viking ball game.
Knappliker. A dance, B, Viking mating ritual, or C, a ball game. So if I ask you later if you want to Knappliker with me, what would you say?
I don't want to know.
What do they think? Food. It's a food. I like that. Going for option H. Do you think the stories of the Viking fleets affect the building of the Spanish Armada? Ooh, we'll have to ask the Spanish boy over there.
I don't know specifically about the Spanish, because the Spanish Armada was basically the Christian Spain. And Christian Spain back in the Viking Age was basically in the Pyrenees. So they were probably not that bothered. But to the south of them, you have the Andalus or the Moors. And the Vikings scared them so much that they developed a navy.
Yeah.
Which they basically have until the late 1400s, when the so-called Holy League of Christian nations makes a super navy to trounce them. So basically,
yeah,
when you see Arabs in a boat, it's the Vikings' fault.
I like that. I also like this option. It's a rare disease of sheep. Not like it. And most of them are guessing C, and then a no wait A, and totally guess C, a ball game, says the Australian.
I like Runa's answer.
Yeah, Runa Tobias, your nephew, says the sport Russian kids have an innate affinity for. Anybody who's taken Karl's tour knows that that's actually true.
Yes, that is true.
You can quickly tell that story, Karl, as we reveal that the answer is
a ball game.
C, a ball game. Okay, now tell the story about the Russians real quick.
I think, Runa, you have to get extra hidden points for that one.
I think Runa gets extra points for that. Okay, so tell the story real quickly.
Well, this was back in 2009, I guess. It was before we had any buildings, any permanent ones. This Russian private school, really upper-class Russians, sends their class to us for 3 days to learn about the Viking Age. So we have all these Russian kids around, and we don't really have that much for them to do. They row the Viking boats, and then somebody has the bloody brilliant idea of having them play Knappliker. Knappliker is basically a combination of rugby, ping pong, and the drunken brawl. And generally, when Norwegian people play it sober, there are no issues, because they kind of understand that if you break your partner, you're not getting a new one.
Damn it!
But these Russian
if I break
kids,
you, I can't get a new one.
They have a spirit of competition that is basically out of this world. So they beat the living bejesus out of each other. And while they are playing, we have to run around and come up with new safety rules to keep the game going. One of these new rules where you are not allowed to hit your opponent in the face with your ping pong paddle.
I need to see the game. I love rugby. Yeah, it has like 2 goalposts, almost like
it's a fun game. It's just I ended up breaking one person's nose and dislocating another shoulder.
Oh, that's in true Viking spirit.
Yeah. Back when we had 2 blacksmiths, Anders and Siri, during the same market, Anders drops an anvil on his little finger, so his little finger is broken and it can't really work. Then Siri decides to play Knappliker. And she's a strong girl.
She is, little girl, but
she is also very small and like half the weight of the people she is playing against. I'm guiding a group of tourists past when I see a guy of probably closer to 200 kilos body slamming her into the air, so she lands on her shoulder and head in a pile. And then she has dislocated her shoulders. So we have 2 blacksmiths, and between them they have 2 arms to blacksmith with.
Aussie rules that Knappliker as well. Okay, we got to get to the next question because we're actually eating up time quite well today. That's good. Here, I didn't think I'd have anything to talk about.
What was the minimum? What was the minimum ornament of a free man in West Norway in the Viking Age? A short sword, a shield, and 2 javelins. B, a spear, a shield, and a hand weapon? Or C, shotgun and beer?
Shotgun and beer. I think Yenny's with me on this one. So, what was the minimum of armament of a free man in West Norway in the Viking Age? We're in West Norway. A, short sword, shield, and 2 javelins, which we all found out I can throw better than you. B.
Never
Never
get
gonna be at
ending.
the end of that, are you?
Never ending.
That's what, about 20 episodes back? Totally worth rewatching it, by the way. I need watchtowers. B, spear, shield, and hand weapon. Or C, shotgun and beer. Let's go redneck style.
Torbjorn just says the cannon.
The cannon, yeah. Swords were expensive, says Raymond, but most of them are going with beer. How do we feel about, not beer, but B?
B is correct.
B is correct. So that was spear, shield, and hand weapons.
D, a wet noodle. Or shotgun and beer.
I think you could use a shotgun and a beer and scare the crap out of the wet noodle.
14. What is the weight of a typical Viking sword? 2 to 3 kilograms, 35 to 90 kilograms, or C, 900 grams to 1.2 kilograms?
I would like to see a 90 kilogram Viking sword. That probably weighs more than you.
It weighs considerably more than me.
So the weight of a typical Viking sword, A, 2 to 3 kilograms, B, 35 to 90 kilograms, which obviously is correct, or C, 900 grams to 1.2 kilo. Most of them are going with 40 kilos. Yeah, do I hear 50?
Was that Torban?
Yep.
Yep.
It was Torben.
Yep. No, we have a common friend who actually believed that.
I gotta hear that story later. Looks like most of them are going with C and A, laden or unladen. We have a Monty Python fan in the house. C or A, more than 4 months back. Okay, what is it? We're a little bit divided.
It's C, 900 grams to 1.2 kilograms.
Ah.
Most Viking swords are in that bracket. Very few are heavier, but I don't know of any lighter.
The Blue Wolf makes a superb quizmaster. We like.
I'll tell you that story off camera.
You have to tell me that one off camera because we got 8 minutes and more questions. Keep going.
Njord is the father of ... A, Freya and Freya. B, everybody.
Everybody!
Or C, Frigg and Skadi.
I'll go with everybody. He fathers everyone. That guy got around.
I'm going with C.
See? Njord is the father of A, Frey and Freya, B, everybody, or C, Frigg and Skadi. The godfish. Or is it codfish? I gotta get closer to the computer. A, C, A. Okay, give it up. What is it?
A is correct.
A, Frey and Freya.
See, now I was just going for the falling effect there because I know that you listen to me when it comes to gods.
Yeah, he's with me. He did get around a bit.
Very nice legs.
Very nice. Yeah, that's true, actually. You told the story back a couple episodes ago. Okay.
Which would be really bad if he actually was the father of Skadi.
Exactly.
Because he married Scotty.
Yes.
Incest is best. Okay.
Yeah, but Frey and Freya were meant to be married at the beginning.
Yeah, there might also have been one person.
Yeah.
Which is, then it's fine. You can marry yourself if you like. It's a little bit extravagant, but masturbation, self-marriage, I don't see the problem here.
Number 16, isn't it? Yeah.
Number 16. The fjord, the Narey fjord, might be named from A, the Midgard serpent, B, Njord, or C, Odin.
Now you said the Narey fjord?
Yep.
Might be have had its name from the Midgard serpent. A, B is Njord, or C, Odin. Obviously, it's the Midgard serpent. What do you think? Narey fjord. That's the fjord that we're in. They're going with B. I am leaving early this week. No, Maria, we'll never find out if she wins. You'll have to just watch it back because I need the watchtowers.
The correct answer here is B, Njord.
They mostly got it right. I think all of them guessed B.
Theory is that the original name of the fjord was something like Njardarfjord, Njord's fjord. Because Narey fjord, close to Island fjord, really doesn't make any sense when there are no islands anywhere close by.
Mm-mm.
Number 17.
Number 17. What's a thing? Or what's a thing?
I've made a couple of. It's a thing.
A combination of a parliament and a law court. B, a dance. Or C, a slave.
Do you remember in the Addams Family they had the one named Thing?
Yes.
That could be a slave. Thing. It's just this hand that goes around.
No, I think you are objectifying slaves.
It could have been a very useful hand. You don't know.
What's she been doing with your slaves?
What is a thing? A combination of a parliament and a law court. Well, it has to be that one because the description is too long. B, a dance, or C, a slave. We could have a thing dance too. That could be fun. It is. They're going with the soft part between your legs. Torben's invited back next week. I like the thing in the Addams Family. They're all going with A. Is that correct? Is
A
it a
is
combination
correct.
of a parliament and a law court? Okay, next.
Who was the first king of Norway? A. A. Sigurd Snake in the Eye. B. Olav Tryggvason. Or C. Harald Fair Hair.
Fair hair. Yeah, I want to go with Sigurd Snake in the Eye because I think that's a cool name. No? Who do we think it is? I'll repeat it because they have time to type then. Who was the first king of Norway? A. Sigurd the Snake in the Eye. B. Olav Tryggvason. Or C. Harald Fairhair. What are we going with? They're saying A and C. Harald Fine Hair. B. C. Nobody else is going with Sigurd Snake in the Eye. All right, what is it, Karl?
It's C. Harald Fair
Harald
Hair.
Fine Hair or Fair Hair, yeah. The look he gave you, Karin. I like that look. That's what attracts me to him.
Then we are at 19.
Yeah.
Who is Freya? A. The goddess of sneakiness. B. The goddess of love and fertility. Or C. The wife of Rollo.
The wife of Rollo. I watched Vikings, just not closely. No?
Pippa.
Pippa. Okay.
Middleton?
No.
So I'm going to say it one more time just so they have time to
Carling
type.
probably, because that's what people of the...
Who is Freya? A, the goddess of sneakiness. I like that one too, though, actually. B, the goddess of love and fertility. Or C, the wife of Rollo. And they are all guessing B. I have an at 100. Woo! A and B. Again, all of the above. Oh, I think too, sneakiness is good. She could be sneaky at love and fertility.
She wasn't very good at sneakiness. She slept with all those dwarves, and Odin found out within seconds.
No matter what she does, if it's even a little bit sexual, Loki knows about it and is making jokes and insults about it in
She's
the next
the
chapter.
original Snow White.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the answer, Karl?
It's B.
Ah, the goddess of love and fertility. She
And
likes cats.
the last question. What was the most common belt weapon in Norway in the Viking Age? A. The axe. B. Colt 45. Or C. The Danax.
It was a Colt 45.
Has to be a Colt 45.
It has to be a Colt 45. So to give you time to type, I'll repeat. What was the most common belt weapon in Norway in the Viking Age? A, the axe. B, obviously it was a Colt 45. I've watched, was it Who Shot Dallas? Or Who Shot JR? Anyway. Or C, the Danax. They like axe. Indiana Jones.
Beer.
Beer. It's about that time of day. Okay. Yeah, they're a little bit mostly on the A side. I still like Indiana Jones's whip. The sax. The whip. Oh, we got 2 votes for a whip, which isn't even on the list. I like these guys. They make me feel smart. Okay, we're going mostly with A.
A is correct.
A, the axe. Is that all you had? Is 20 questions?
Yes, 20 questions is usually 20 questions.
That's a good thing because it's
What does the headline say, Karin?
It says 20 questions. 20 questions. They're changing their answer to D, beer, says Kaya. All right, so if any of you kept score, who won? I think I did. Because I'm going for the negative points here. You know, how low can you go? So any
I get like a bazillion points here, says Jenny.
yeah, Jenny knows how to count. Yeah. Raymond says he got 18 out of 20. That ain't bad. Giovanni said she would be 20. How many minus points do I get?
I don't really have a system for minus points.
24 points.
That's because Torben got 24, but he did have some creative answers. So I thought that was worth extra credit.
But I think if somebody actually thought that, for instance, Charlemagne died in the trenches of World War I, then that kind of deserves negative points, but I don't really have a system for it.
No? Okay, well, Kaya said she thinks she did 20 or 10 questions, so she probably didn't win. Aw, but you know, the Torben's score will balance you out. Victoria got 19 out of 20. Wow, you guys did really great. So fun. And look at that, we hit a whole hour. I thought I was going to have to go through my unread messages on Instagram to kill time, which I probably should still answer them. I'll get there. But do you think we should make we should make Greg and Karl both write quizzes again? Raise the hand if you think we should do more quizzes. No. Victoria says we rock. This was fun. Again, the quiz show today has absolutely nothing to do with the description I wrote, as usual. Yes, they say more quizzes. So how long do you think it would take you to make another quiz? 1 or 2 weeks?
No.
We can't do them every time.
I can do it very quickly if I don't have to make it fit with my guided tour.
Okay, so
The
then we need
idea
a
of
theme.
it, this quiz is that a smart person who pays attention should get all the information out of my guided tour.
Okay, yeah. So what kind of subjects do we want quizzes on?
Food.
More Beowulf and Karl next time. So you have to show up on Friday. Can you do that?
I can try.
Yeah, if he's up for it. Yeah, then we'll get Beowulf number 2.
I
Jenny
can
needs
put
the
them on the
continuous
schedule.
version.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you did.
And more Karl. They like you. Karl needs to get his own YouTube channel, but then again, I don't want you to because they'll stop watching me and they'll go to you. Food. Food is a good one. We have a lot of tourists asking about food today too as well.
Yeah. And the journalist asked about it.
Did he
Of
really?
course.
Yeah. We had a journalist here too. The Black Bear approves. Sagas, invasions, food, scary stories. We got a lot to work with here. Okay, we'll keep them coming in the comments. I will get to them, I promise. But I'm going to go because we're 2 minutes overtime. Thank you for keeping my mind off my headache. Woohoo! And look, it's still blue out there. Viking horror.
Bye for now. Bye.
End screen. Yep.